What's good, Council of Comics? This is Film and Box Office News, episode 31. Be back in 30 seconds. What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News. This is episode 31. We're doing John Wick Part 4. Let's go!
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Thank you for joining us on another lovely, beautiful Sunday. It's nice outside. Well, wherever we're at in New York, it's nice.
Sunday.
You know what I mean? What a Sunday, I tell you.
Truly.
What a Sunday. Oh my
What a
God. And
time.
all the toppings today. All the fudge, caramel, and the cherries on top. But thank you guys for
Extraordinary.
tuning in. Remember, if you have not liked and subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so you can be a subscriber and we can get our count up. We just went over 400. We're at 402, so very nice for the council. Thank you guys out there for helping out. And of course, none of this would be possible without my fellow council members. Phil, Cliff, Green Shirt Guy, how you doing today?
You know,
Looks
not
pretty
for
good.
nothing, but I feel obligated to wear a green shirt on Sundays and Mondays now.
Excellent.
So we're gonna go over some box office news and box office numbers, and then to let you guys know, at the middle of the show, we're going to do our John Wick 4 review. We all just saw it in the past day, so we're real hot off the oven, ready to give our review. But we're gonna do about the first 5 to 10 minutes will be a non-spoiler review. And for those of you who have not seen it yet, we'll give you a warning and we'll be like, spoiler review from this point on, and we're gonna let everything fly. Green Shirt Guy's got kill numbers, all that other stuff. It's gonna be very, 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 very fun.
I don't think we're gonna get to 10 minutes, but that's me.
Yeah. But we want to give a little bit of chunk. Give a nice little chunk for people who haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? All right, let's get to the film and box office news. All right, first thing up. Original Jurassic Park marketing frustrated stars reveals Sam Neill.
I don't know.
They're mad because
You're mad about
Jurassic
something
Park
from
starred
25 years
T-Rex.
ago?
what was that? Oh wow, this is a lengthy one. All right. Neil's full comment. I was racked by the usual insecurities. Why me? I'm certainly not an action hero. The idea of me going hand to hand with Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger is simply absurd. I'm more of the ordinary guy on screen. If indeed I was supposed to be that sort of action guy, I was already. I think 45 years old, and as always, had left things about 10 or 15 years too late. The imposter syndrome would be enhanced later on when we were out and about promoting the movie. The more or less official line from Universal Pictures was that with Jurassic Park, they had to set out to prove that they, with Spielberg, could make huge blockbusters without movie stars. This was true enough, but I think it slightly irked us, the actors, to be reminded from time to time we were not real stars. It also rather overlooked the well-established and highly respected careers of Laura, Jeff, and Dickie. As it turned out, we know now that Harrison Ford turned down the part, so the no movie star plan may be not entirely true. I emphasize the word slightly because more than anything, we were all delighted to be working with Steven and to be working on something that would be absolutely groundbreaking, as it turned out.
That's wild. And also, he's absolutely right. Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum already had well-established careers.
They were
I
well
was-
known, but I don't think you would put them in the star category.
They weren't
I
the
think
lead though, you know.
For Jeff Goldblum, I think this catapulted him into that next stratosphere. This movie
Possibly,
alone.
but he already had The Fly. The Fly was his, and
one movie.
you know,
Name a movie.
and
after
Vibes
that.
with Cyndi Lauper.
Wasn't he in The Big Chill?
Star-making movie.
He had the Big Chill, right? He had the Big Chill,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I don't.
but
I
there's
like.
so many
I
people in the Big Chill. And that
Listen,
movie was
I
before that.
hear you. I hear you, right? But the point is, he is right that they are at this stage in their career. They were well respected. You know, They were well respected celebrities.
I will give you there were known names and they were respected. I would never, at this point in time, would never put them in the star category.
Well, this I will agree
Maybe
with you,
Sam
this
Neill, but
launched
even
them.
Sam Neill's pushing it.
I would put Jeff by this time. I would put Jeff Goldblum in the star category by this time. He had The
Based on
Fly
what movie?
already. He had
That's
The
what I'm
Fly.
saying, The Fly, but then The Fly was so long before this that
Yeah,
one movie just does not a star make.
I feel like he had
Well,
other
that's,
movies though.
That's
Yo, I'm straight up going to the filmography because like I need to know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
know as
Samuel
well.
L. Jackson was coming up.
He was
pretty
new.
high.
Yeah, he was new around that time.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd been around for a while, but Pulp Fiction was the movie that made him, and that was years later after this one.
Yeah,
Well, not really. Like a year later, it was like 1
Is
year.
it that long? Well, maybe
One
he
year?
made it before.
Maybe it was even like before. It might have even been the same year, just like later that winter or something.
Because his first movie is Coming to America. He's the bum that they fight outside, that they fight with the gun inside the restaurant in McDowell's.
In 1992, he had Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne.
that was okay. Yeah.
Well, anyhow,
But-
but the thing is,
But anyway, like they said though, they wanted Harry. I didn't know that. I didn't know they wanted Harrison Ford
Yeah.
to be in
Yeah.
that
That's
movie.
not. I can't say that's surprising. Spielberg and a couple of these guys like to use the same people over and over.
Man, that'd been interesting to have Harrison Ford.
It would be.
Then
I
they
don't know if
probably
it
would.
would. I don't know if it'd been better.
That is very
I
interesting.
think it would actually might have suffered because you would look at it as more of an Indiana Jones type movie than
right? I was gonna say Sam Neill. Sam Neill was spot on for this. Spot on. Like it's great the way it did work out.
Next up, we have John Wick prequel show will reveal the origins of the Continental. We'll get
I'm
into
down for that.
about the Continental later, but as far as a prequel show, I'm down for it too.
It won't be soon. That was the other thing I read in that article is that, and I said this before we started, that this movie was supposed to be filmed in two parts and filmed back to back, and then they kind of combined it to one. And the director, I can't remember his last name, basically said, me and Keanu are taking a break for a while. So I think the idea was that we're going to split it up, and then they're like, nah, we'll make it one, and, we're good for a little while anyway.
Now, do they ever say when the Continental started?
No.
Because then it's possible that John Wick could show up in this prequel.
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't he? He may not even be the main character, but you could see him showing up at some point.
Yeah. Like you could basically see the beginning of John Wick and, the big thing that he was doing and all that.
Mhm.
So that's all right. All right. And then another thing would be the future John Wick spinoffs could include the Bowery King and Akira. Without any spoilers, I could see. I was telling Cliff, I could see movies where the Bowery King is rising up everybody at the bottom.
I could
to
see it. I
take
could
over
also
the
see
table.
a Mr. Nobody movie.
Yeah.
A Mr.
I
Nobody
think that's
movie as
more-
Or,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even
think
like
that's more likely.
like Common, like a movie with Common.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
We assume
Still alive.
Yeah, because he left him in the train.
he left.
He
Right,
left him
with
like
the thing,
you
with
could
that.
keep.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
we assume
So he
you
could
got-
actually
you know,
come
you
back
got-
too.
You got a knife through your chest, but who knows? Stranger things.
So without any spoilers, like you see the character on the right of Lawrence Fishburne, we were talking that the end of this film could be the beginning of that film. Talking
And-
about.
Without giving too many spoilers,
Yeah.
he broke his promise to her too.
Yeah, he did. But we can't. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say we'll talk about it later, but
Yeah. But I definitely, got to give them credit for creating a universe where they could have films that people would be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Andy Serkis calls Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes story mind-blowing. Is this the new one that's coming out?
Wow. They got one more left in them, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be coming out May 24th of next year. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will explore the next phase of the franchise. He says, I think Wes Ball is going to do an amazing job with this film. I think it's, from what I've heard and what I've seen, there's some amazing conceptual artwork and where they've chosen to land the story and take off with the next iteration. I think it's going to blow people's minds away. Is this the fourth or the fifth?
Fourth.
Is
Fourth?
it the fourth? How many were there originally? What, 6 or 7, right?
Of the old ones?
The original, like the Heston ones, I'm talking.
I don't know. Cliff, you're our data man.
I want to say there were like 5 of them.
Where did the
Five.
third one leave off? Did anybody see the third one?
Is the third one? The third one was it had time travel.
No, not the old one. The new one.
Oh, the new one. Oh, I don't remember.
Was the third one was the Woody Harrelson one, right?
I think so.
I saw it, but I don't remember. It's definitely years later, and humans are kind of like a zombie apocalypse story, but it's with apes, where humans are not hunted, but they're kind of hunkering down because the apes run the show now. If I remember correctly, it's been a while.
Shout out to Angel and Empire Comics. What
Angel,
up,
what's
bro?
What's up, Angel?
All right. Let's see if there's any other interesting story. If not, we'll move forward. Okay, I guess we have to address this.
I was gonna say we're just not
We
gonna
have
talk
to
about it.
We'll talk about it, but like what I want to talk from my perspective of it is, I didn't like, and I should not be surprised about this, and the community is that as soon as this happened, the whole community jumped on it and began to like put this everywhere. I guess as it should be expected, but to me it's like, you guys are putting all this stuff out there, but what if he's innocent?
Well, that's
You know what I mean?
nobody waits anymore. You know that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, this is, yeah, if you're going to talk about it. But everybody's plastering the headline. Then they got their little blurbs about it. Oh, I knew it. And this and that. Or this
Oh,
and that.
those
And I'm
people
like,
are the worst.
yeah.
Well,
and I'm just like,
do I mean, I
I
think
just
the
put
other
that
angle
I
you
was
look
sad about it. I was like, oh no, my Jonathan Majors.
I think
Yeah,
the
I mean-
other angle you look at is how many people want to basically kill, the Marvel and their MCU, and then go, oh look, another reason that Ant-Man sucked. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The people that didn't like it are looking for anything they can grasp on.
But these people don't even know what they want.
I don't disagree with you.
You
I'm
know
just,
what I mean?
I'm just giving you another angle.
But like I just got real sick, and it's just, the nerdyversal war continues because these people got to stop, man. Like, you guys out there that's doing for clicks and all that stuff. Like, we here at the Council of Comics just try to give our best kind of show, honestly, how we do. We speak our honest opinion and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We try our best not to talk bad about anybody because it's not our place to do that. If something gets us upset within like the comic book realm and stuff like that, we speak on that. But as far as like people's personal lives and stuff like that, like, it's none of y'all business. This is none of y'all business. So stay out of it and stop trying to get clicks and likes. Because I know for this channel, we're going to improve longevity. And I know that longevity is going to be seen as something like, you know what? They kept it real and they were honest about stuff. Like, all you other guys that's going for clicks, you'll be gone next year. So enjoy your time here.
I will say that I think that's one of. I mean, not to toot our horn or anything, but
Yeah.
we all. There's 4 separate opinions in this room, and we all
Yeah.
give them, and we're all consistent. You may
Yeah.
not like my opinion, and Cliff and I constantly disagree, and that's fine. I love you, Cliff.
Yeah.
I don't always agree with you, but I respect your opinion.
And I want to also
even if I don't agree with it and don't like it, I respect your
right.
your right to say it.
And one other thing I want to make clear: I'm not going against everybody that posted about this. I'm going against people who posted about it and continued with a negative narrative with it. Instead of just saying, "Hey, here was the news," blah blah blah. You went extra on, you got on them and stuff like that. Y'all just need to leave the community. Honestly, that's my opinion. Anybody else want to talk any more about this? So,
I mean, give me the broad strokes because I didn't read the whole article because I was
got
I was
arrested.
doing lacrosse today, so
He got
I
arrested
kinda
on
read the headline and
Saturday. He got arrested on Saturday, and from what the police report says, that a woman called and said that Jonathan Majors had hit her or choked her, and so they went in, they questioned both, and they arrested him. That's that's pretty much everything.
Okay, so if I'm being objective here, the headline that I saw, like I said, the headline, so I didn't get a chance to read the whole article. I'll finish it later. It said that it was, girlfriend, partner, whatever. Even if that's not the case, let's just say he was out on a date with some woman and attacked her or didn't attack her or she attacked him. Whenever the police are called in New York, I think it's in New York State, not every state, they have to arrest somebody.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying earlier.
So
For domestic violence,
Yeah.
they'll make an arrest now.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody's
If it comes out later that it's true, albeit do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But Ramon says she already recanted.
What?
She wants that money.
Feel me? See, all y'all that was quick to drop stuff. Now look at you.
But like I said, they do have to arrest somebody.
Right.
So,
So let's just wait until everything comes out and we make a better decision. If it's true, give him his dues deserved. If not, also give him his
I think
his
everyone
due
is so ready to jump on this too because coming off what's his name from The Flash, it was like, oh look, another actor.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're in the same category. Clearly, we don't know that yet. But
Ramon says it's on video. Yeah, that's what's down here. They said that the video evidence will prove actors innocent. All right, so
I want to be innocent. I love him. I loved him in Creed 3, and I love him as Kang. And I'm like, he's a beautiful man. I don't know if it happens to him. I'm like, protect him.
I'm gonna reserve on this until everything comes out.
I know, and then when I find out he's horrible, I'll be crying in the streets like, no.
All right, let's get into some weekend numbers.
all right,
Speaking of Creed,
you got to. Yeah, I was gonna say you're blocking. Ooh, that makes
John
it-
Wick 4 pulls in a 73 million opening weekend.
What about worldwide?
Let us see.
I'm gonna go with 350 worldwide.
It doubled Shazam's numbers from last week.
150 worldwide. Yeah, it doubled Shazam, like you said, Phil.
I'm surprised.
Angel says,
with all the stuff
Wait,
that
Ramon
in Japan
says guilty until proven innocent. Yeah, that's usually how it works. And Angel says, I hope he's innocent. He's become one of my fave actors. Definitely. So it's
God, Lovecraft County is so good. I don't know why HBO didn't renew it.
John Wick comes in with 137 green shirt guy worldwide.
That's not bad. Not bad for a first weekend, especially for a
bad.
fourth movie. That's 3 hours.
Considering the
long.
numbers, like how much to make this movie? Maybe like 100 million. You know what I mean?
I don't
Maybe
know.
90
There's
million.
a bunch of actors in it, so it's difficult to say.
Doesn't it have on one of these pages how much it actually cost?
I don't know. Well, and you also have to remember that number may be what the studio's saying that they used, but what? There's all those stories of this movie never made any money because it got stuck with the bean counters, and after it's all said and done, it actually lost $200 million, even though we both know it made a gajillion dollars. They do that stuff all the time, so who knows?
Ramon says Shazam, though not comic book accurate, was enjoyable. I agree.
The budget was 100 million.
100
not
million.
bad.
Yeah. John 4. We'll see Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, I mean they're gonna make their money back. It's a profitable franchise.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they can't make their money back. Coming in at number 2, Creed 3 got another 10 million, dropping 30%. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, whoosh, dropped 67%, 9 million. This is, I mean, wow, 100 million, man.
That's a punch in the nuts.
It's
Right
only
there.
made 100 million. It is possible that this doesn't even make its money back.
Someone check on Zachary Levi. Someone call him and make sure.
I think this is gonna be on HBO Max real soon.
Oh yeah, they already announced it.
Faster than Black Adam.
Yeah, they already announced it. I think
Yeah.
it's in like 2 weeks or something like that. Diana says, found this on Syndope. John Wick number 4 has the highest budget of the franchise at a minimum of whopping 90 million. Yeah, so they'll be good.
So they've
They'll
already made their money back.
Yeah, they'll make their money back.
No,
That'll
they
be-
have.
Well, they
made
did make their money back.
They've
That's
already
the thing.
have. If they made 137
Well,
already.
the 90 million is only for the production budget. There's also a
they
marketing
didn't spend
budget.
45 million in
could've.
advertising. There's no way.
They could have. Marketing, it's expensive.
It is, but 45 million.
Sometimes it even matches the film's production budget. So if it's 200 million for the movie, they usually spend another 200 million on marketing. So maybe they spent about 50 million on this.
Maybe.
I mean, it's also March. I don't feel March is not one of those big. Is one of those big. Let's spend the money months. You know.
Plus, I don't think you really have to do a whole lot of marketing with this movie. It's
Nope.
one of those. If people have seen any of them, they're going to go see this one.
Yeah.
You're not coming in on chapter 4 going, "Oh, okay, I haven't seen any of the other ones."
No, word of mouth is incredible for this movie.
Shazam! Scream 6 drops 50%. Brought in about 8 million. 65 with Kylo Ren. Dropped 44%.
I heard that was good.
I heard that was good too. Ant-Man and the Wasp still clinging on there. 2 million. It's done 209 domestic.
What did it get to 400 yet? I know we were close.
I believe it did. I could be wrong, but 466.
But man, if it gets to 500, I think that's a victory right now.
I think that's a win
466
too.
466 is a victory. I mean, we're poo-pooing, just under $500 million.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? But
Yeah.
by their standards, 500 millions would be the victory.
Ramon says, "Wish they gave me the marketing budget." Ha ha ha. Angel says, "Are you guys going over no comic book day stuff today?" No, sir. That's
Monday.
Tomorrow. That's
Tomorrow.
on Monday nights at 8 p.m. And Ramon says, "Any news on Blue Beetle?" Blue Beetle will be the first movie after Flash that will be set in the DCU. That was said by Gunn and Safran. Blue Beetle will be set in the new DC universe. It will be the first film to be in that universe.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that one's gonna be really tough.
I feel like that could be a sleeper right there if it's done well.
It could be.
You know
If
what I
it's
mean?
done well, but
Yeah.
It
I
has the
also am
potential
really
to be done.
worried that when the greater community at large, moviegoers are like, who the hell is Blue Beetle?
Right.
That's
But
exactly
remember
what
how
that
they
is.
removed remember Batgirl was once a movie, then it was gonna be streaming, then they deaded it, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
they
This-
upgraded this to feature
They
film.
upgraded, yeah. This was originally supposed to be on HBO Max, but then they said it was so good that they elevated it to theater status.
Listen.
So, yeah.
It is the kid from Cobra Kai. I love him.
Yeah. Ramon says Latinos opening it up. Yes, sir. And it is the kid from Cobra Kai, my friend. It is.
Is it which one? The Mohawk kid?
No,
No,
the,
it's
um,
Cobra
the
Kai.
one
I
Johnny,
actually don't know
the
anything
one
about
Johnny's training. Johnny's
Like the
stepson.
main
Miguel
kid.
Diaz.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that right?
Miguel,
Yeah.
Nice.
Cocaine Bear still on the list.
Yeah.
With $2
As
million.
well, it should. This
Yes.
is the movie
See.
that won't die.
It's the movie we
Yeah.
didn't know we needed.
I couldn't agree more, Cliff.
See,
If I
something
didn't have
can
other
bring
things
us
to do,
together.
This is the kind of movie that you can see 2 or 3 times and enjoy it every single time.
And right, it's just fun. It's just there. Do you know bears? Do you know cocaine? This is your movie.
Absolutely.
Angel says, click on. Come on. Okay, slight spoiler. New powerful cosmic character in Avengers Beyond this week. Well, don't spoil it just yet. Wait till tomorrow night.
It'll be on the keys in the news.
Yeah, we'll be on the keys for tomorrow, my friend. All right, let's get Cocaine Bear. By the way, 80 million. Not bad.
Did
For a
that say
film
how
that
what the
cost
budget
like
on
20 million?
Cocaine Bear is? What, probably
like
$25
20 million.
budget? Well, how much?
Yeah, for like
20?
20 million or so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then, yeah, it's no
More than made their money.
What's the Blair Witch where it made way more than they spent? But
Oh my God, they spent like tens of thousands of dollars on that movie.
yeah,
Jesus Revolution still rocking out with 2 million. They're at 49 domestic. Champions with 1.5, dropping 50%. And Avatar still in there, man. They got $1 million. 1.5. I gotta see the numbers. Puss in Boots. Hold on, Puss in Boots. We'll be right back.
yeah, right.
2.3 for this movie.
That's
$2.3 billion.
Yeah, but you look at that; it's almost 3 times as much worldwide as it made here.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Oh, wait. Oh, so
What?
Winnie the Pooh Blood and Hunger had a budget of 100,000 and a box office of 4.2 million.
That's already out. I want to see that.
Oh, it already came out and went.
All right, I'll have to.
See,
I'll have to
Ramon,
find
we're
it.
on the case here. Cliff saw your question and he answered it. But I wonder if it's in here. Let's see if it's still up. We can see it's. Is it
I'll
in
have to
here?
wait for it. I want to see it.
I mean, I'm sure we could look it up. Let's look it up real quick because we finished that top 10. But by the way, Puss in Boots still in the top 10.
I'm surprised.
Puss
it's
in Boots
even
still in the top 10.
Who doesn't have the free Peacock app and can't watch it at home at this point? More power to you for
Winnie
still
the
going to
Pooh,
the theater, but come on.
Made $4 million.
Yep.
It's wild.
What a
It
really
cost
small budget.
100,000.
Yep.
Yeah, they made their money back. Tell you that.
It was shot on an iPhone.
All right, so that's the film and box office news, my friends. Let me switch some screens here. And we gonna get into what we came here to do. So yesterday, Ronaldo and Phil, they were able to see John Wick 4.
Phil beat me to it.
Today,
Yeah, I went to like a 4:00 showing.
I had to go referee a soccer game. I went after the game.
today, Cliff and myself went to go see John Wick 4. So let us begin our John Wick 4 review. Remember, we're going to talk for the first 5-10 minutes. We're going to do non-spoiler. And then when we get to the spoiler part, we're going to tell y'all, wave your hand. You can hit pause or whatever, or mute, or whatever you want to do, or just skip all over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So I'll let you guys go first. Go ahead.
I overall enjoyed this movie. No spoilers.
I'm the Cliff
so,
did.
Yeah, so I enjoyed this movie. If you like the other John Wicks, this is pretty much right on par with everything that you've been through with John Wick. I thought Donnie Yen is in the movie. That shouldn't be a spoiler, but I thought like his character was cool. He had some good fight scenes.
I thought the casting was amazing for this movie.
The casting was great. The cinematography, top notch.
It's probably
Yeah.
the best looking of the four.
It is. For
And
real.
Oh my
they
god, the
expand
sets
universe even
and the
more, but-
shots were crazy.
Absolutely.
Incredible. It's like almost they threw all their budget into that and just gave a little bit of money to the writers.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I
not,
mean?
and it's as much as the first two, well, maybe not even all of the second one was fully gun ballet, as I call it. This one, they use some other weapons, and it is badass what they use.
Oh, yeah,
Especially at the end where he gets that gun where you're seeing it the top angle.
yeah.
That gun, wow.
Angel says I still have to see 2 and 3.
Do it.
Do it.
I didn't feel
Oh.
like this movie felt long. Like, even though it does clock in at like 2 hours and 50 minutes, I wasn't there like, let's wrap this up. Come on. You can get to the point
Yeah.
now.
There was
I
a
felt
point
like-
in it where I looked at my watch because I wanted to see how much we had to go. And before we get to the spoilery portion, it's right where you kind of get the setup for the last major thrust. And I was like, I mean, how are they going to get another hour out of this? Is what my thought process was. And then, let me put it this: the stairs made sense.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like right before that, I'm like, well, how? I mean, really? How you gonna? But okay.
Yeah, the stairs. That stair scene is wild. One of my
And
favorite
and
scenes.
getting to them as well.
One of my favorite scenes is the above top angle.
The video game angle.
Video game,
It
yeah,
was
the
wild.
video
That was
game
wild.
angle. When he's going room to room and all that, I was like, "This is dope."
It reminded me of Fallout 2.
It reminded
Yeah.
me more of that old arcade game. It was like you could be a barbarian or you could be an elf shooting
Gauntlet.
a thing. What is it?
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. Yes, Gauntlet.
you
It
went back
reminded
to
me of that.
lesser graphics. Wow.
Gauntlet was official graphics back in the day when that game was
No,
out.
but I mean, listen, I really enjoyed Gauntlet back in the day.
Gauntlet was amazing. But yeah, like the cinematography, like the story itself, I get it. I did a mistake of thinking ahead. I think that's kind of like what movies has done to me personally. Is like I'm always thinking ahead, like, oh, that could be in the next movie, or that could be, this could be a
Yes.
setup for that, instead of
Well, where's this
focusing on the
going?
movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ramon says, "Oh, by the way, I like the new logo for the council on Facebook." Why, thank you, sir. Thank you. We are building and improving with each and every day. The story for this is basically John Wick has a plan to go and kill the High Table. That's like in the
Because
synopsis.
it's really his plan not his plan to kill the High Table from the first movie, but from the first movie, he just wants to get back out.
yeah.
So in this
Yeah.
one, it's if that's what I have to do to get out, I'll do it.
Yeah. Opening scene was amazing. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. That
It-
that
it-
opening
it-
scene was amazing to
It
me.
had Last Crusade vibes.
Yeah.
It did. And like from that opening scene, I was really, really happy. Like, yeah, I'm glad I'm seeing this here in my recliner at Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Donnie Yang, the introduction of new characters was done very well in this movie. You have the Donnie Yang character. What was his character in the movie?
his
Kane.
name was Kane.
Kane.
And
And he was sort of like the homage to like the blind swordsman type
Yes,
character.
yes.
Yeah.
he's the blind guy from Solo, or not Solo, from Rogue One.
Oh,
right?
Rogue One, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. His story, I like the introduction of the Marquis. I thought we could have seen a little bit more from the Marquis, but I did love it's Skarsgård, right?
Yes, Bill
Yeah.
Skarsgård, who I
Amazing
normally
performance.
love, and here the acting was good, but I hated everything.
Well, he's supposed to be the bad guy. Like you're not.
No, I
supposed
know, but let me tell you, I love him as a bad guy. I love him in It. I love him as the villain in Castle Rock on Hulu. I even loved him in Barbarian, where he turned out not to be a villain. And Like, and here I was like, cool. I really like this. I was like, what's going on with his shoulders? I would put it in my contract that I couldn't walk like this if my shoulders look like that. And I'm like, and then I was like, oh my God, is he speaking slowly because of this freaking accent he's putting on? Or what? I was like, all these dramatic pauses. Someone shoot him. So yeah, I really enjoyed him.
Just wait.
I really enjoyed him, but
Not yet.
I never rooted so hard for someone to die in a movie.
Right.
He did do the tropey thing with bad guys where they're the only one in the room eating while they talk to somebody.
Yeah.
The first 3 scenes, he's eating.
The only thing is, like, they built him up to be like, oh, they let loose the marquee, and you know what I mean, and all that. But then you never really saw why he was so feared. You know what I mean? Like,
because it's a title of power thing. That's it.
No, but they made it specific that they let this specific guy out. They unleashed this specific guy because he was horrible.
In hindsight, I think if you look at it as he's got all the resources at his disposal, where he may have had to go through them, the high table in the past, instead of he's a badass and he could take out on John Wick by himself, it's I'm at this powerful position and I can use whatever I want now. Instead of following the rules, I kind of can dance around him a little bit. That's the way I read that.
I mean, I read it as a combination of things. You know, that he has all the resources, that he despises everyone, right? You know, and
Definitely
it was like, but I never saw him as like any special threat. He's a title and power threat. You know, the only time I've seen a villain who has title, power, and not just the threat of title and power, but physical power is the Emperor in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, most times it's like the guy with the title and the power and the underlings. You know,
I also got the feeling that it was his title was more inherited than he earned it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the rich guy who's his family has that title, so he's just the latest with that.
Yeah,
title.
I kind of almost wanted them to not take a cowardly spin to him, to not spoil it. You know what I mean? But they kind of spinned it that way. Another new character was Nobody, Mr. Nobody.
Yep.
He has a little dog that's ferocious.
Yep.
Very nice. The way they use dogs
man.
in the series, man. This is a dog lover series. I'm telling you.
How about the Harbinger?
The Harbinger. The Harbinger was cool. What's that actor's name?
I know it too. As soon as you said you asked.
He was the villain of the original Highlander, if you remember.
Was he?
The Highlander movie?
Ian McShane? No. Ian McShane is Winston.
It's,
what am I thinking?
what is? Make me look it up. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'll find it.
While he's looking that up, we do find out what happens to this character that's on screen. In this movie, we'll talk about that later. There's a couple other villains. The guy in the purple suit.
Oh, the Harbinger.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, Lex Luthor from the animated series of Superman and Justice League.
Yes.
Are we in the spoiler section yet?
Not yet.
All
All right, because I want to talk about an actor, but I can't then.
Phil, did you say something?
Oh no. Nope. I was just
All right.
The
So
guy that
overall,
runs the Osaka Continental is my favorite character in this movie.
oh, he's pretty dope. Very honorable. Very
dope.
honorable.
And his speeches, I think, were the best. Other than the one at the end, I think were the best out of the movie.
So before we get into spoiler, overall, I enjoyed the movie. I didn't think it was super duper like some people have been calling it, like the greatest action movie ever. It may have some of the greatest action shot things. That's what I mean. Say. That's what I would say. But as far as action itself, like no, as an action movie, no, because it didn't do anything that we weren't surprised at. It was just there were new methods of how he did it, but it's pretty much the same thing. Guys come at John Wick, he has to figure out a way.
I went to John Wick 4, and I kind of had to ask myself, like, going to it is like one of the complaints about Marvel movies is that they're formulaic. There's a formula to them. Yeah. I felt like, all right, here's John Wick 4, and like going into the theater, I was like, is there a formula to these John Wick films now that I've seen 3 of them? And I think there kind of sort of is now that you've been through, like, this is the 4th one. And we've done them, like, back to back to back. But we haven't done them, like, years apart.
I think they threw some of the formula out, though, because he doesn't go to the Continental in this one. And that was, he goes to it in every single one. You see the Continental, but he doesn't go to it.
But he goes to forms of the Continental
I
types.
guess, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh, Sean has a comment.
Sean, it has some well executed scenes for sure. Arc the Triumph and the dance club scene is superb.
The dance club scene is rough.
The dance club scene is beautiful, and I told Sam this. I thought it was beautifully shot. I also absolutely hate it.
I thought it was odd. It seemed like, depending on where they were fighting, some people were watching, but in other parts of the club, people just kept dancing.
And I hated that because
we don't care.
What up, Joy Games?
Woo!
Yeah.
He misses us. We miss you too.
What love?
Like parts of they keep dancing, like they see people getting stabbed, and their necks ripped open, like it's no big
and
deal.
Shot. The first thing that happens is people get shot. Even in New York City, where John Wick can run around the city, and in real life, I believe John Wick can run around the city and no one would care. But in New York City, when a gunshot goes off in the club, people run. So, and this is Germany. Germany is zero tolerance. They were like,
and I'll agree with you, because if you remember at the end of that scene when I don't know if we're in the spoiler section yet.
No, we're gonna get that in a second.
Okay, at the end of that scene, you see everybody running out of the club.
Yeah.
At
the end, for 10 minutes.
Why
you running for 10 minutes?
Sean says Scott Adkins was the big bad in that scene. I thought it was Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah, that guy had prosthetics, right? It was prosthetics, right?
It was definitely prosthetics.
Okay.
Or a bat suit, anyway.
All right. So, we are now in spoiler territory. If you have not seen John Wick 4, you will have to hit the mute buttons or have to leave the room. All right? So, right here like that. If you're going to hit mute, I'll go like this. And then when I go like that, again, you can come back. All right. So, boom. Spoiler territory.
Okay. Let's give him his flowers. Lance Reddick, probably his last movie, goes out like a bitch in this one. Pissed me off no end.
Who's Lance Reddick play?
He's the concierge who gets shot.
He
was shot at the beginning.
Give him a good ending. That was a bitch ending. That pissed me off.
But think about
one big thing I thought was, like, there's not a lot of John Wick's dog in this movie.
None.
Until like the very end. And I was like, where's John Wick's dog through all of this?
Says, makes me so sad that Lance Reddick's last film. Yep, screenshot guy just said that. I mean, that's really sad. Angel muting. Diane says Sharon. And Sean says prosthetics recycled from the whale via Brendan Fraser.
Nice.
Perhaps.
Wow,
Okay, that's how they wanted to end his character, because they didn't know this guy was gonna die.
Well, correct.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely. In hindsight,
it makes it more of us for us watching it. Like, we wish we could have had more.
But that character deserved more.
He might have got more. You never know. He probably in these kind of movies, you don't know, people come back to life. They're not really dead. You know what I mean?
He's dead. I mean, the conversation that he and Ian McShane have as he's dying is great, but I still think that character deserved more, considering the subtleness that he had given through the entire series. But I didn't write it, so who am I to say?
Very true.
On the other hand, they wanted to give us a gutting death in this movie, and I feel like that was definitely one to open with. Give you that feeling of like, oh no.
That's fair.
Definitely.
I didn't like the ending, and we'll get to that. That's my only other complaint. I thought the end. Yeah. Yeah,
the beginning of the movie starts off with this character right here, the Bowery King.
No, it starts off in the desert. Oh no, you're right.
No,
It starts with
no,
him.
no.
You're right. You're right.
Starts
you're right.
off with the Bowery King going
You're
through
right.
the tunnels, doing his little speech, blah blah blah, and he shows up, and John Wick's hitting the post and blood. He's like, "Are you ready, John?" And he's like,
Oh yeah.
And it starts off with John Wick. And remember, Cliff pointed out, like, shows up like the four horsemen over the
Yes.
sun coming through, and it
And
really
then they're
is.
being chased by
They're
John
being
Wick.
chased by the horseman of death, John Wick. And I'm like, are they on a horse? He's chasing them on a horse.
And it's only 3 of them. You realize once it pans back. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he kills those 3, and he ends up going to. Is that guy part of the table?
Who, the guy who kills it?
Yeah.
No, he's the elder. Remember, he says, "I want my ring back," and he says, "I don't have it anymore, and neither does the elder before me."
So they're not
So the
part
guy
of the
who
table.
took his ring in 3 was the elder
Yeah.
before, who's above the table, but that he's no longer the elder. So he's like, I don't have it, and you can do whatever you want. And he's like, "You killing me is not going to change anything," and then bang anyway.
Yeah, you're gone, buddy. And so John Wick basically has a mission to go. He's going out to kill the whole table. His job. That's the only way he thinks he can get out of this is by killing the whole table, and that's what he's gonna do. And the table has brought in a guy called the Marquis, who they claim they're give him all the resources that he needs. They've unleashed him because they want John Wick dead.
They want this whole situation cleaned up.
They want it
Because
cleaned
makes
up.
it look like they don't have power to do whatever they want.
Yeah, the Marquis, played by Skarsgård, done very well. He then enlists the services of Kane, who's played by Donnie Yen. And the reason why he's able to do this is because basically the Marquis dangles over his head his daughter's life. You made a deal, blah, blah, blah. And to come to find out that Kane and John Wick were good friends. And, he doesn't want to do it, but he ends up doing it anyway. It then goes to Osaka, the Osaka Continental, where probably one of the illest Continentals, very I guess is that
so badass.
Yeah, is that like samurai type stuff or ninja type stuff?
I would say, it's Japan, right? So I would say samurai.
Say samurai, right?
Yeah.
So
they also had the ninja stars and stuff like they.
Yes.
Yeah, like instead of guns, they had like
that was one of the best
and
lines.
stars
Where
and all
that. We have visitors prepared to give them hospitality.
Yeah. Now, while this is happening, they're showing that the New York Continental has been condemned.
Yes.
And Ian McShane's character goes before the Marquis, and basically the reason John Wick is going out, the reason why this is happening is because your fault, because you didn't take care of John Wick. We're supposed to take care of him. And basically,
I shot him.
Yeah, he said I shot him, and he's like, yeah, but you know what? He's not dead.
You didn't kill him.
Yeah, and so before they shoot the concierge, they blew up the building first, right?
No, after I think. Oh
right.
no!
Before
they
before
blew
they
up.
shoot him, they blow it up.
Yes, it
They
is.
blow
Because he tries. Sharon tries to appeal to him, and he's like,
That's right.
"Why are you
That's
even
right.
speaking to me?" You know.
Right.
Well, in a previous cool scene, like what's that guy's name again? The Harbinger comes in, pulls out a big sand. What are those things called? The hourglass.
Hourglass.
Spins it over and is like, "You have 1 hour."
1 hour.
So they have to evacuate, and then they go meet the Marquis. The Marquis blows up the Continental as part of his punishment.
Mhm.
And then the concierge tries to step in to say something to save.
No, that was before they blew it up. Because why would he would have nothing to say if it was already blown up,
Yeah.
right? So then Skarsgård gives the big speech to what's his face, and you think he's gonna shoot him, and he goes, "And you have no more use for a concierge," and he shoots the concierge.
Well, even before that, remember he said, other than how you
Yeah,
do
you're
one
right.
thing is how you do everything, but he says something along the lines of, I can't remember the exact wording, but you believe in second chances, and I don't.
No,
Second
they
chan-
opened with that. They opened with this.
Second chances is failure. I don't believe in second chances.
Mm-hmm. Sean says Samurai Selection Mortal Kombat reboot Scorpion had a good amount of screen time too with Kane. That's true. That was the guy from Mortal Kombat. So Okay, just to speed through because I don't think we can go through every part of this movie, but the Marquis goes to the Osaka Continental, blows it up, sends Kane Donnie Yang in. He ends up killing the father, the owner of that Continental.
Well, Kane does.
Yeah, the daughter ends up staying alive, and she basically told John Wick, "You need to kill him, or else I'm going to kill him." And
The
then
daughter was a cool character.
She was
Yeah.
cool.
I wanted to see her fight more in this movie.
Yeah.
By the way, I love both her outfits. Her concierge outfit and her ninja outfit were both great.
Her ninja outfit was pretty badass.
Yeah.
That
Well, I love
fight,
how she
that whole
says-
continental fight in like Osaka is probably one of my favorite fights of the movie. Like John Wick got the nunchucks along the way.
Yeah, the
Oh,
nunchuck
No, you know
scenes.
what's funny?
So cool.
That is my favorite fight of the movie. That whole thing. I thought all of that was great.
My
Except for the
favorite part-
invulnerability suits, that kind of like that.
Well,
I mean, but they established that already.
But we've seen that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
know,
it was
but they were
interesting how
more
they used it.
annoying here. I was like, what is this? I'm sorry.
The best part of that, for me, the best part of that whole section, you know, the fight in Osaka is when it's him and Kane one-on-one, and he's like, "You dead, John? Are you dead?" And he doesn't move.
Yeah.
So
And then
awesome.
he accidentally hits that one little pebble of glass, and then
Yeah.
starts again. I was like, "Oh."
Great
How
scene.
about-
Listen.
How about the mobile doorbells that he puts in the kitchen so he can know where everybody is?
Yeah, I thought they were bombs, but then they found out they were doorbells, and I was like, that's pretty smart. That's pretty cool. Donnie Yen killed it in this movie, but which leads to okay, John. Just to like go to it because I want to talk about some end of the movie stuff. Through all the hijinks and everything, it's told to John that he can actually end this by challenging the Marquis to a duel, and if he
One-on-one.
wins the duel, he can win his freedom. He can win his everything. He can put everything right, basically.
Right.
So, in order for you to have a duel or have the high table sanction it, you must be part of a family, and they have to sponsor you. But
Yeah.
from the previous movies, he already had his ticket cut or ripped, so he wasn't part of a family. So he has to go back to this family to
Yep.
get his new ticket and a new brand so that he can be accepted, so he can have the duel, which is like a little side story they were talking about before when he goes into this party that's here.
Mhm.
Could have been cut. A lot of this could have been cut out.
I liked
I
it.
thought.
I thought it was interesting. How about where he walks into the church and he says, "I'm here to see, I need to see Father. I need to see Peter," and then he blows
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, when he's going to get his ticket back again. So why he's going to see his family, they tell him, okay, the only way you're getting back in this family is if you kill the guy that killed Uncle Piotr.
Yeah.
So he has to go to this party to kill this villainous type. What's that guy's name? Dick Tracy type character. I thought.
Yeah. I
Um,
didn't fully understand the discussion that they were having when they were playing cards. It was a little convoluted. Other than we all want to kill him, but I get to because I have, what I'm cheating.
Yeah, because he basically was going to cheat anyway. So it's
Right.
like it didn't really matter what anybody else did. So John ends up killing that guy. He gets back in the family, and he
Takes
issues
his
the
tooth
challenge.
back.
Yes, takes his tooth as proof, and he ends up issuing the challenge to the Marquis, which is accepted. And I thought it was a pretty cool scene where they're doing the rules.
Yes, where they flip the
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
put the
They have-
card, whichever has
Yeah,
the
they have
higher
like metal
score.
cards in front of them that are random in front of them, and they would go back and forth. They'll be like, "All right, time," and he'd say, "sunset," and John was like, "Now."
now. Now. Yeah.
So they have to flip over the card, and if their number wins, their choice gets picked.
Yep.
So it ends up being sunset. John loses that.
Sunrise.
Sunrise, and then they go to weapons. The Marquis wants blades. John's like, no, pistols.
Pistols.
He wins that, so they get pistols.
And he wins the location too.
And he wins the location. But to a twist on it, the Marquis nominates Donnie Yang to fight for him. Which
Well,
Donnie
and
Yang,
the other part of it too is that Winston is his second,
yes,
and he negotiates that if John wins,
yeah,
they rebuild the Continental with table funds. He's
Mhm.
now the manager again, and everything goes back to the way it was. But if John loses, they kill him too.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when John Wick looks back at him like, you really asked for all that stuff?
Right. What? And then look at his face like, yeah.
So yeah, and then Donnie Yen real quick is like, I'm not gonna fight for you, and he's like, you're forgetting about your daughter, and he's like, ah shit, I gotta fight for him. So
Yeah, every time Donnie Yang's character opened his mouth after they threatened his daughter, I was like, why are you talking? It's pointless.
yeah, all you
It's
gotta do is mention your
pointless.
daughter.
You're
Yeah.
You know?
So they have a time, everything's set for the fight, but the Marquis is just, he's this guy.
Can't just let it go.
He just can't let it
cheat.
go. So he sends the word out that John Wick shouldn't even make it to the sunrise.
That's
So-
the one. My other complaint too was that woman that was doing the radio broadcast. I thought was
That's a homage to the Warriors.
To the Warriors, yeah.
I
Yeah.
still thought it was dumb.
Yeah, I thought it was like because they went with it too. Like I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna go see that like once and you're gonna get it. No,
Yeah,
they kept
yeah.
it up and kept it going for
Yeah.
like, that whole, which is
I
probably like
enjoyed
the
that.
second best scene I thought.
Yeah, I
in the movie was
enjoyed that. And I was like,
whole-
oh, they're really going with this. Like you
I
said,
thought the
Phil.
fight scenes were great. I just thought that element of it was dumb. It just
So-
it seemed stupid. I don't know. That's just me.
yeah, that's a homage to the Warriors movie.
Yeah.
and
So basically
I
the
thought it
call
was
is
cool.
put out and it's now like 26 million for John Wick. And
Because Mr. Nobody asked for 26.
yeah, but you had to kill him before sunrise,
So,
6:03.
yeah, so we can't get
Well, then
there.
Mr. Nobody had it up to 40.
Well, you got
Yes.
it to 40 because
Yeah.
it
Got
moved
it
to
to
40
40.
because it kept changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason it originally goes to 26 is he calls him. He's like, "Look, I got him." He's like, and remember, if you see the marquee in that little fountain room or whatever you want to call it with the model of Paris, and they're
Mhm.
arguing back and forth. And he slams the phone. He's like, "Fuck it, I got to give him the 26. But if I'm giving him the 26, I'll give it to everybody."
The
Yeah.
40. The 40.
Yeah.
Before
Was it 40? I thought it
It
was
was
26.
no, it
And
was
then went
26.
to-
It was 26, but then the guy Marquis calls him back, and as soon as he picks up the phone, he goes 40.
That's where you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so that now Mr. Nobody, now amidst of everybody trying to kill John Wick, so he doesn't make it to the thing. Mr. Nobody's hunting him down, and there's
So
a
Mr.
moment.
Nobody wants a certain amount of money. To
Yeah,
do it.
there's a moment where his dog is gonna get killed, and John Wick saves the dog.
Yes.
Oh, who
And-
could have seen that coming?
Yeah.
Right. How about even before that, when they're negotiating and the Marquis puts a knife through his hand, and I'm like,
Yeah.
don't fucking do it, man. And then he
Yeah.
pulls his hand through it. I'm like, no! That was rough
Ah.
to watch.
I like
That was
the shotgun shells, the incendiary
shotguns
shotguns.
from the over top, like bang, bang. Yeah,
So
those are
badass.
pretty dope. Those are pretty dope. So then we get to the stairs after all the hijinks.
Yes. 222 of them.
He has to climb 222 stairs while fighting all these people. He gets to the top of the stairs. And
Almost
this,
to the top.
the annoying bad guy. I kept telling Cliff, this dude is so annoying. Why don't they just kill him already?
I love the mid boss guy.
The mid boss
He
guy
kind
is
of
so
sucked. I didn't
annoying.
like him.
But then John Wick gets knocked all the way back down the stairs. I look at Cliff, I'm like,
What are they
oh, are you
doing?
kidding me here? What are we doing here? But Donnie
Well,
Yang's
and then-
character comes.
And then Kane decides, you need
Kane
to get up
sa-
there.
Yeah, he's like, I need you to be at the top of these stairs. So come on, and they fight, and they get to the top of the stairs, and they finally reach the duel right at sunrise.
Yes.
So they all get dressed, they take off whatever, and Kane and John Wick have to go 30 paces apart, and they get one shot for each round. Some thick,
Yes.
like thick shotgun type, pistol type thing.
Well, dueling
And
pistols.
they're dueling pistols. So after the first round they shoot, they hit each other like side shots on the arm. Then they move up 20 paces. They fire another shot. They shoot each other. Like Donnie gets,
Well-
Kane gets shot in the to the left of his stomach.
Yeah.
And John
And he
Wick gets
says,
shot in the
"Nice."
shoulder. And then he's like, nice. Then they move up 10 more steps. And when they
Tell me when they
fire,
moved from 30 to 20, though, it did look way closer than it was.
it did. It did. When they get to the third one, they say fire, and Kane fires, but John Wick does not fire.
But you don't
causing
know
John-
that right away.
I knew it when I watched
I
it.
had a feeling, but I wasn't
I
sure.
knew it when I watched it because I saw his thing. I was like, he didn't fire. He fell. The Marquis He's like, oh, I call some kind of thing.
Coup de
where-
grace.
Coup de grace.
And he's like, I'm gonna take the last shot, and he takes the gun. But Kane was like, am I free? And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're free. Get out of here. Then he goes up, and he's about to shoot John Wick.
You arrogant ass.
Yeah, and then the Continental manager's like, Winston. He's like, you arrogant ass. He's never shot. And he turns around. John Wick's like, bam, and he shoots him.
Consequences.
Yeah, consequences.
Well,
And he kills.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He kills. I'm gonna finish it up here. He kills him. The Harbinger looks over everything and he's like, "Okay, your obligation is fulfilled. John Wick, you're free of this life. You're free of all this. You can go. Kane, you're free. You can go." And then he leaves. And then John Wick goes up to Winston and he says, "Remember, take me home.
Can you take me home?
Can you take me home?" And Winston's like, "Yes." And John Wick goes to the steps, sits on the steps, says his wife's name, Helen, and spoiler alert, John Wick dies at the end of this movie.
How about before the last shots, when they're 10 paces away and they look at each other, and I can't remember what Kane says. Kane says something interesting, and then John says to him, "He who clings to death will live, and he who clings to the life will die."
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And it was kind of like, it was almost like, and then if you remember, they were in the church the night before, sitting there after he lights the candle, and he says to him, "Do you think she hears you?" And he's like, "I don't know." He goes, "Then why do you do it?" He goes, "Because what if I'm wrong?"
Right.
So the whole time, it's like, I think they almost had.
I think they had
what
a
were doing.
secret message. Remember when they were walking their steps and they were tapping like
Yes.
the wood pieces, kind of like letting them know, like on this one, you know what I mean, or or a certain thing like that, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, they bury John Wick, and then we have one end credit scene.
Loving husband.
Oh yeah, he's like, I want my tombstone to say loving husband because his wife's tombstone says loving wife.
Well, no, he said you don't find that out till then. But remember, there's the scene where they're all talking about what they want on theirs, and he just, as he's walking away, kind of turns around and goes, "Oh, by the way, this is the one I want on mine."
Yeah, but he already knew her tombstone said loving wife.
Yeah, but
right,
they didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's one end credit scene, and the end credit scene is done as Kane's character, Donnie Yang, has flowers. He's going to see his daughter.
Donnie Yang's character, Kane.
Yeah.
I didn't say there was a post-credit scene.
Huh?
There was a post-credit scene?
Yeah. You missed that?
I stayed for about 2 minutes and it didn't look like
all the
it was
way at
going
the
well.
end. It's
At the
all
very,
at the
very
end.
end.
My bad.
So Donnie Yang's bringing flowers. Kane's character's bringing flowers to his daughter. And then what's weird because the lens is blurred. And I'm like, why is that blurry? And it's basically from the daughter of the Osaka guy's daughter. And it's her. And she's kind of like crying. And she's walking toward Kane. And she pops a knife. And that's where it ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's why I said the end of this movie could literally be the beginning
of 5
of that next movie, that next iteration.
I also like the conversation that Kane and the Hosa, it's Shimazu, I think his name is, that they're having before he kills him. And he says, you don't owe anything to John. He goes, basically, what is friendship if nothing's risked?
Yeah.
That's not friendship.
Yeah.
I thought that whole, because you can tell those two respect each other. And I think at one point, those two are probably friends as well. But it was like, I got to do a job. He's like, yeah, I get that, but I'm not going to let you do it easily.
And it was powerful when she went for the sword.
Yes.
To like kill him, and he was
says,
just like,
"No,
live.
Right, please just live. I don't want to do it, but I will."
Yeah.
So John broke his promise to her.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to be a thread that continues in another thing. And of course, the Continental's being rebuilt so they can actually do a post John Wick 4 series with Continental as well moving forward. And they've set up a universe basically.
Now, riddle me this, and I don't think it's the case. But remember when it's him and or at the grave at the end. Oh, him and the Bowery King are at the grave.
Yeah.
And then and then Winston, before they walk away, Winston puts his hand on the tombstone and says, "Farewell, my son." The guy next to me, and I I don't buy into this, was like, oh, was that his son the whole time and he didn't know? I'm like, because he's an orphan, right? I'm like, I don't think so.
Oh,
That
I
could
didn't. I
be.
didn't pick up on that, but
It could.
I
yeah,
don't buy
it
that.
could
But it
be.
would be
I don't
interesting
buy
when it
that.
is.
I just buy that John was an orphan, and this is the closest thing he's ever known to a father.
I also
you know?
think Winston kind of treated him like a son, but was not his
Yes.
father. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
that's why I read it too. But I was like, this guy was like, that's an interesting take, but I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. So that is our John Wick
Hold
4
on.
review. What up?
Kill count.
Oh yeah, give us the kill count.
What do you think it was this movie? Mind you, there were
Oh
far
my
more
God, we're
kills, I
over
think,
200.
in this-
It's
no,
over 200.
No,
not.
I'm going to say it was probably
Because you gotta
around.
remember, there's large portions of the movie that he's not in.
Hmm.
If the total kill count was well over 200, but
Hmm.
just his kills, and there's a handful of guys on the stairs that he stabs and fall away, but they're not like mortal ones, or like in the leg or whatever, and you just never see him again. So I'm not counting those. I'm counting, you see a guy get shot in the head, or they're shot 2 or 3 times, and then they get shot in the head, that kind of thing. That's a full kill to me. That's confirmed to me. So there's a handful of guys that probably could be dead, but I'm not giving. There's a couple of guys where in Osaka where the screen, you know how there's like 6 different people fighting. It leaves him and comes back, and he was fighting 2 guys when it left. It comes back and there's 2 guys on the floor. I'm like, he had to have killed him because they would still be fighting. So I would give him credit for those 2 guys, that kind of thing. So, mind you, this is first watch. What do you think?
I'm gonna say 75.
Higher than that. So we went from, I think it was 69 in the first movie, 115 in the second movie, 90 something in the third movie, but that was because what's her name had killed a bunch of people. So with that in mind,
145.
close. What do you got, Phil?
I was going to say it was going to be around the 120ish area.
I counted 128.
128.
128. For
Because
John
Okay,
there's
Wick.
do you
four
want-
in the
do you
first,
want-
like,
do you
10
want-
minutes, and then- what's
Dude,
that?
who wants the official body count
The total
Yeah.
body count?
of this movie?
Do they have it on
What is it?
somewhere?
Blah, blah,
Is
blah.
this everybody or just his?
No, this is just one. You know what? No, it's not official, so that's it.
Yeah, we'll look for it.
Moving
We'll see if we can find. I'm sure somebody's done it. All right. So I give this film an 8. 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
What about you, Phil?
I would agree with about an 8 out of 10. Like the John Wick films are they're good action movies. It's not like the best thing like in the world, but it's a good action movie. So they're good homages to like older action movies
Yeah.
too, that are sprinkled throughout all of these.
Yeah, Cliff.
I'm afraid to say.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
You can
Cliff.
shred it. We know you were going to because
Cliff had a lot of
we've been
sides
waiting
in the
for
theater.
it.
Yeah, I was like, I had many a sides in theater. I would be like, why the fuck are they doing this? And I'm like, what? I'm like, why are they abusing this? And I'm like, why aren't these people running? The Germany scene, the German nightclub really brought the movie down to around a 4 for me. The movie picked back up after that. I'm gonna table it at like a 6.
6. Ooh, okay. Green shirt guy.
It's tough. I liked the larger portions of this movie. There was a couple of things I was like I said, the woman on the microphone in the chase scene, I thought it was overdone. I did like the fight scenes. I thought she was annoying. The German guy hit fucking. How many times do they have to kill that guy?
Too many.
But I also looked at him as, this is if you look at this almost like a comic book movie, he would have been the Kingpin character, and Kingpin's not easy to kill, right?
Sure.
Kind of had
Sure.
the same build, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with him having to kill him 3 or 4 times. And
Yeah.
I just love you shot me in the ass, you bastard. That made me laugh. I give it a 9. And in the pantheon of the series, this is my second favorite. I think number 1's the best because it's the original. But I really did like this one a lot. So I would say this is the second best one. and then maybe 2 after that, and the third one last.
Okay. I mean, as a whole, John Wick 1 through 4, it's a
Yes.
great sit down and watch. Honestly,
It is.
You
It's a
want to
great
escape
marathon.
and have fun. You know, it has a beginning, it has an ending, it even has little tentacles to spread out. So pretty good. All right. So that was our John Wick 4 review. What do you guys think out there in the council, in the world? Leave your comment down below. Let us know if you liked it, if you did not like it. We will be back next week. We haven't figured out what we're going to do next week, but we will figure that out. At 5 p.m. We were a little late today because we had to see John Wick, but that's okay. We're going to keep it 5 p.m. next Sunday. And we will also be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the new keys and hot comics of the week, where we will go over all the books coming out on New Comic Book Day this Wednesday. Remember, we have tons of videos on the channel. We even have Phil's first solo out there dropped today.
Phil.
His comic book
Thank
pickups.
Thank you.
Phil, did you see the number? I put the number up there.
I did. Yeah.
That's pretty. Phil got a pretty good profit out of his books. Go check his video and leave a like, and I'm sure we'll get some more out of that from Phil. Plenty of reviews, plenty of stuff. Remember, we're here Sunday at 5, Monday at 8 p.m. We're here live for you guys. We are the Council Comics. We're over 400 subscribers, on our way to 500. Remember, we got giveaways coming for 500, and lots of stuff. We've been putting out a lot of videos, and it's really been showing, and we're working hard. We're almost going to be a year doing this. Not there yet, but it's been putting in work, and I'm so happy to do this with these guys and the guys at Alterniverse. We're doing great things. So
Come to Icon.
Icon
There too.
Icon in November 12th, right?
18th.
Icon. Hit up Ramon on Icon NY on Instagram if you want to be a vendor there and stuff. So
And he's giving away stuff every week too.
yes, he is. Check out his stuff. Get those giveaways. So for myself, for Phil, for Cliff, for Green Shirt Guy, aka Ronaldo, we thank you for watching. We love you. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Peace.